Ask the Messenger's TV show is a TV show that educates, informs, and entertains our viewers on public health issues such as mental illness, suicide, addiction, illness and disease, COVID-19 relief, crime, domestic violence, homelessness, human trafficking, employment opportunities, healthcare, and more. And now, Ask the Messengers.
Today on Ask the Messengers, we're talking about something that affects every aspect of our lives, voting. It is more than just filling in a ballot, it's about shaping our future. This week's guests are District 7 State Representative Tonya Myers, Attorney Traci Richards, candidate for Oakland County Probate Court, and a few encouragements to get out and vote. Plus, Neighborhood Beautification Program, which is a program that is available for Detroit residents. Ask the Messengers begins now.
I vote for all the people who made a way out of no way so that I might live in a world where I can make my own way. And I vote for those who marched and who prayed and who sacrificed and who withstood so many humiliations and disrespect and devastation. Those people who, we pay lip service to, we stand on their shoulders. But Maya and Toni Morrison used to say, those people who paid for the crown that you now get to wear. Your crown has been paid for. All you need to do is pick it up and wear it. Put it on your head and wear it.
All you Ask the Messengers viewers, I have somebody here with me and I have a ton of questions to ask her. But first of all, tell our viewers your name.
Sure. My name is Traci Richards.
Traci Richards. Now, Traci, what is it? What is your profession?
I'm a lawyer, and I've been a lawyer now almost 30 years. So when people ask me, what type of lawyer are you? I always say, I'm a good lawyer. But I know that's not what they mean. So my area of specialty right now is real estate and probate.
Oh, wow. Real estate and probate. That's interesting. Okay. So what is a probate lawyer? What do they kind of handle?
Okay, so in Oakland County, and I'm running for Oakland County Probate Judge, in Oakland County Probate Court deals with decedents' estates, guardianships, conservatorships, and mental health commitment hearings. And just to give you a little background, decedents' estates, when someone passes on. And
I was going to ask you that because there's so many people out there that's like decedents' estate. That's a big word for what? You know?
Okay. Someone dies and someone leaves a house and that needs to be retitled to someone else because perhaps there wasn't a quitclaim deed done or the house wasn't put into a company's name or a trust.
Yes. Okay. Because, people leave and they don't have actually a written will sometimes.
So a lot of people think a will prevent you, or at least you don't have to go to probate court if you have a will, but that's not actually the case. A will actually has to be administered in probate court.
What?
Now, a lot of people with a simple will, and they don't really have any assets, you're not going to go to probate court because maybe all you have is a couch and some jewelry. But if you have a house and all you have is a will, then yes, you have to go to probate court unless you did a quitclaim deed or warranty deed before you passed on and gave that property to someone else.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually learning something. I'm actually learning a lot. And then something else you said a probate lawyer does, you talked about something about mental health.
Yes. And I also want to make sure people understand you can do a trust and that way you can avoid probate court, or if you put that property, if it belongs to a business, that's another way. But in terms of, we were asking about
mental health, how does that play into law and in probate law? That's interesting because we talk a lot about mental health on this program.
Okay. So with respect to mental health, in the beginning of my career, I did a lot of mental health commitment hearings. And basically what I did is I represented people who had a petition filed against them because they could not take care of their basic needs or they were a danger to themselves or others. And because of the way things are now, you have more and more younger people who are actually falling into the system with respect to mental health.
Wow.
And even though a petition has been filed against you for mental health and there's a doctor certification saying that you need help, you still have a right to say, hey, listen, I don't want to be committed. I don't want this treatment. I want to be heard. And so I was the attorney who represented those individuals.
So you've been working in the community for 30 years. Okay. How did you even become a lawyer? What was this motivation to do something in law? Because I hear you say, I hear the passion there.
Okay. So I went straight out of undergrad to law school. I was very young. The reason I became a lawyer was simple. I thought at the very least, it couldn't hurt me and it could help me a lot just having this information and having a way to protect myself as well as others. I remember an incident when I graduated from Wall Lake Western in '88, and I remember the police officers were following me. I was looking at houses, and they stopped me, and they're asking me, what am I doing in this neighborhood? And I'm thinking, well, I don't live too far from here, but I'm just looking at houses because I've always had a passion and love for real estate.
But real estate law, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I thought to myself, you know what? Never again. I'm going to know what are the rules so that I can at least protect myself and as well as others.
Wow. That kind of got me, look, it got a fire under me because a lot of stuff that we don't know because we don't read. You know, it's a lack of knowledge. And I know a lot of people out there, like, they think about lawyers, they think about, you know, entertainment law, all this, like, you know, fancy schmancy stuff, but
exciting.
Yes.
I get it. Probate is not something you want to think about because even when you talk about guardianship, someone needs a guardian if he or she can't take care of their personal being, you know, they're not taking their medicine or they're not eating properly. So the court will appoint a guardian. And a conservator is someone who can't take care of their own assets. Maybe they make good money, but they can't live in a place because they keep getting evicted because they don't pay their bills.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I was my mom's guardian.
Okay.
Court-appointed guardian, had to go through a whole, you know, she was unable to do things for herself. And it was just interesting to hear all the people. There are some people that misuse that guardianship. And so I know for a fact that it's important for lawyers to be there. So I want to go back to the probate.
Okay.
You know, because this is something that's different. You're pushing for something in the future. You mentioned it a little bit.
Okay.
You know, what kind of motivated you to run for probate judge? You're a lawyer for 30 years, so you got the experience.
Right.
What motivated you to go towards something like this?
Okay, so I had a case recently where I represented, well, in the beginning I represented the personal representative. And the personal representative was over in the state of a young lady. She was about 29 years old. She was killed in a single car accident involving a drunk driver.
Oh,
she left behind 3 minor children. And I did the personal injury part of the case. And I usually don't do personal injury, but I did this. And I brought $30,000 into the estate. Now, of course, usually with personal injury, we take our 1/3 off the top. But the 2/3 went to the personal representative. And none went to the children. And I thought to myself, all this work I did, because this is not a case that I normally do, but all this work that I did and none of it benefited the people who was intended or should have benefited.
Right.
So it all went to lawyers. And I thought there has to be a better way.
You're running for probate judge, and what county is that?
Oakland County. Running for Oakland County Probate Judge.
In Oakland County, and I'm hearing things that I've never heard before because, you know, when you put people in office, whoever's making the decisions for your family, you don't know when somebody's gonna pass away. You want the right person in there. And so that's what you're saying. You're really basically for the community.
Oh, I'm for the people.
You're for the people. And I hear it in your voice. I can feel it. You know, when she said, I want to know about these laws that affect me, I was there with her. I'm sitting here like, well, wait a minute. Why you stop me? You know? So I really, that's interesting. What makes your running different than anything else? And then maybe, I don't know, maybe your opponents. What's different about you?
So this race is a little different. So this is an open seat. There's a judge who's retiring. Her name is Judge Linda Hallmark. She's retiring. I'm running, and there's one other person who's running. He's already a probate judge. And the reason he's running is because he's 68 years old, and when his term ends, he can't run again. In Michigan, when you're 70 or over, you can't run for a state judicial position.
Really?
So he's running for this position. And so even if he wins, that means he has to step down to assume this new position, and there's still another vacancy. And the whole point of an election is to fill a vacancy.
Right, so you serve out your term that you said you wanted to be. You wanted to be in this office. Your thoughts are stay in this office. So listen, you guys, this is Traci Richards, right? She is running for probate judge, and she's for the people.
Just vote for truth.
Well, hello, viewers. My name is Tonya Myers Phillips, and I'm a lifelong proud Detroit resident.
Yay.
Yes, I'm an attorney. I work with the Sugar Law Center for Economic and Social Justice. So I take on cases and advocate for laws and policies that protect us as everyday people, fighting for our rights, our constitutional rights, our civil rights, rights for workers. And I'm taking that knowledge and over 20 years of experience advocating on the ground with community members to Lansing and state government.
When you say you're fighting for the community,
Yes.
the people that you spoke of, are these union workers?
Union workers, everyday folks, whether you're in a union or whether you're not in a union, if you're at home, if you're going to work, trying to just make it every day and make sure that you can put food on the table for your family, feed your kids. When it comes down to it, we all just want a good quality of life, right?
Let me tell you, and the fact that you're practicing law and you're doing, listen, this is a nonprofit place that we're in.
Yes.
You do a lot of nonprofit work.
That's right. That's right. We don't ask for money or fee from individuals that we're representing, and that's my heart for service. That's my heart for service. So
That's amazing to me. You don't find a lot of lawyers who are actually practicing law for the community, and they're not asking you for money.
No.
Listen, Miss Tonya Myers, she's got a quiet voice, but a huge spirit. And now you're saying you're taking it to Lansing. Tell our viewers what you're running for now. It's a change now, but this is important.
This is so important. I am running for state representative in District 7. So if you are a viewer and you live in the central Detroit area, if you live on the east side, okay, northeast side, if you live in the cities of Highland Park or Hamtramck, I am running to be your voice in Lansing. So there are 110 representatives throughout the state to make sure that the laws work for us, to make sure that the monetary resources are getting into our communities. So that is what I am running for. My name is on the ballot.
What?
Yes. Voting has started. Voting has started now. Yes.
All you folks in District 7, I am here to tell you, and we can't endorse candidates, but I can endorse her work from the past. In the past, I've seen her in the community. I've seen her working, and I've seen all the things that have occurred, meaning like from her heart. Do you know what I mean? When somebody is practicing law, a lot of times they get into it for the money. You know, they think about, I'm going to go do something now. What do I want to be? I want to be a doctor, a lawyer. You know, they don't think. They do it for the money. And so a lot of people that I know of, they don't just go, I'm going to work nonprofit for the community. You guys, she's been fighting for the community for a while. Now, see, what made you want to be a lawyer to begin with?
You know, it's been in my heart since I was a little girl, you know, about kindergarten, actually. Really far back. Yeah. You know, I somehow connected this notion that the law has something to do with how our neighborhood looks and how our city works.
Wow.
I don't know where I got that information from, but I stuck with it, you know, even though some people are like, you don't want to do that, sweetie. Maybe you should be a teacher. You're too nice to be a lawyer. So, you know what, that's exactly why I need to be a lawyer.
Yes.
You know?
Wow.
Yes.
I really do believe that. And when you're young, you get in your heart like you're calling, like what you really want to do.
That's what I feel it must have been. Nobody told me to do this.
Oh my goodness.
And then connected that.
You connected the dots as a child, and that's what's really important to me, because to cultivate that and the fact that you were able to stay with that, because some people, they're doing things that they don't really love, but you love what you do, don't you?
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't choose anything else in the world. And just running for state representative, that's an extension of what I've been doing all of this time, you know, because we have, as a state representative, we'll review different laws. For example, one thing that's super important that's being discussed right now is paid sick leave, you know.
What? Wait a
Paid
minute.
sick leave, yes.
I did not know that. Okay, keep going.
It's not new. It's been going on for a while, but we have to get it across the finish line. It's been through the courts, but we all know what this means. If you have a job, right, most of our jobs give you a certain amount of time.
Yes, and you get bereavement, you get paid sick leave.
Yes, right.
I mean, it's
limited most of the time. We have some companies that are moving towards unlimited, but most of the time it has its limits. So one of the issues being discussed, these important issues that affect everybody's life, is requiring a higher amount of minimum paid sick time that workers would be entitled to if you work for a larger company, right? So things like that affect our everyday life. How much money or how many resources are coming into our children's schools? So to make sure we have up-to-date books, you know, facilities that are in good repair. A lot of those decisions come through Lansing and come through state government.
So I've been hearing from so many people that, like, you know, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. My vote doesn't count. I mean, what would you say to those people? Because I hear it all the time. They're like, I don't want this person. I don't want this person in office. If they feel like they don't have choices that they really would want to have as a person, or they don't know who to choose. They don't do the research.
Right.
You know, so What would you say to those folks who are just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it to the other people out there to go ahead and make a decision and I'll just deal with it when it happens? What would you say to those folks that are like, no?
Your voice has power. And I'm not saying that as a cliche. Politicians study voting trends all the time. And the frustration is valid. I understand the frustration.
Right.
You know, but a lot of times the verbal wheel will say that, won't say squeaky wheel, but the ones who are voting, who are making contact with their elected representatives, those are the areas that are getting a little bit more attention. That's not right. But your voting record or your voting report card, it is public. Who you vote for is not public. So I'll never know who you vote for. That's the secret ballot. But you can absolutely check and see who's voting, what neighborhoods are voting. And unfortunately, some elected officials look to those higher areas where more people are voting and deciding, well, I'm going to talk to them more. So if you really want to begin to move things and change how your neighborhood looks and change the way the law impacts and affects you, whether that's workers' rights or police brutality or affordable housing. When did housing become so unaffordable?
Wait a minute.
Please vote and get involved in the system so your voice will be heard.
Democracy, a system of government where power rests in the hands of the people. Citizens have the right to participate in decision-making processes, either directly or through elected representatives. In a true democracy, the principles of equality, freedom, and fairness are upheld, ensuring that every individual has a voice in shaping the laws and policies that govern their lives.
We're cooking in the kitchen with Tammy Black. And now we're here. Tell our viewers kind of what this is.
Well, you're sitting right here in the outdoor pavilion, which is called the Community Serenity Pavilion. We do outdoor cooking space, grilling and things like that here. And also this will be a place where we can get fresh herbs to come in here and socialize with the community, promote mental health here. Just an outing, just like a family outing that used to be back in the day for people in the community to have a place to relax. We have a fireplace that we've gotten built here. So that we can have a monitor. It'll be ran off of solar power. Just a space for relaxation and respecting their environment.
Wait, okay, so we are here and this is your neighborhood and this is a part of the Detroit Beautification Project.
Correct. This is a part of the neighborhood beautification. We were winners of the neighborhood beautification grant for this space. And we're so excited about that because that's going to finish up this space. That's going to allow us to put the beautiful plantings, the flood resiliency things here. We're excited. We're excited for everybody to enjoy the space. Not only Jefferson Charmers, but other communities can come here and enjoy the space with us as well.
Let me just tell you, she mentioned Jefferson Chalmers, but she lives right in the neighborhood. It's something that was dear to your heart. And as you said, it's a community, it's like a community space. So this particular project, you can be a faith-based group. It's a grant. You could be a block club. What part did you play, Miss Tammy? How did you get this grant?
Well, I got this grant by applying. I got this grant by showing them my passion for my community, my passion for Detroit. Because as they say in the slogan for the grant, Detroit for life, and I am definitely Detroit for life. So I was excited when I found out that that grant would help us to finish this space off for any Detroiter that would like to come here and have a relaxing place, even people with disabilities. So we really do promote having a space that's inclusive. So all of our spaces are inclusive. So this is a plus for us.
Wait, you're in the block club.
Yes, I am the president of the block club here on Manistee. So yeah, I guess you can call me a little community leader.
I love teaching others because when I first got into the healthcare field, people overlooked me. I was really a 9th grade dropout who had no education, but I was determined to make something of myself for my baby. So Motor City matched the funds I put into my business. They awarded me $20,000 So now I'm able to focus solely on first step healthcare training and give it everything that it needs. All because I live in Detroit.
Just think about the beginning of the 20th century. Women weren't voting, most black folks weren't voting. A lot of people protested and fought, bled and died so that everyone in this country, every citizen over the age of 18 would have the right to vote. For you to waste that right, for you to take it for granted and think it's worthless and meaningless, is a slap in the face, really, to people like John Lewis and Martin Luther King, who were beaten on the bridge in Selma so that we could have the right to vote. All those things happened so we could be here and exercise that right, have a voice in democracy. So we should use that voice. You gotta vote to do it. I'm John Legend, and I vote to end mass incarceration. I vote for a free America.
1, 2, 3. Get out and vote. Let's tell our viewers to get out and vote. Are you ready?
I am ready.
1, 2, 3. Get out and vote. On the count of 3, I want you to say with me, get out and vote. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Get out and vote.
Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Get out and vote.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to help support our show, please feel free to make a donation of any kind by visiting our show website, www.askthemessengers.org. Thank you for watching.